Alright, I'm back. And so, there is one more blue quest to take on, and of course, this is associated with the chain quest that we see throughout the years by playing this game. So, it's time to go ahead and introduce ourselves to Nopli. Let's go ahead and speak with him to take on the first of his quests for this chain quest here in Urkopacha, entitled A Crisis of Corruption. Nopli is rubbing his hands together. Hello there. Hey, I recognize you. You're Mathia, yes? I've heard about you. Companion to the Third Promise, a most dependable individual. That's right. The name's Nopli, and I'll have you know I'm a merchant blessed by fortune if I do say so myself. Indeed, I believe our meeting today is no chance encounter, but the hands of fate guiding us for one singular purpose: the exchange of invaluable items at an unbelievable price. If I could direct your attention over here for just a moment. Well, these look familiar. Feast your eyes on these, crates of exceedingly rare and precious corrupted crystals. Yeah, these are very familiar to us. Maybe too familiar. And maybe rare from where you are. Beautiful, aren't they? They were extracted from remote regions of Eorzea and shined a brilliant orange hue, quite unlike your run-of-the-mill crystals, no? For you, I'm willing to offer them for the low price of 1 pel. In the millions column. It's nigh highway robbery at this valuation, but anything for a friend of the Third Promise. Are you sure you want to tell me that stuff? Yeah, sorry, I clearly misheard you. It's almost sounded like you said 1 million, or they're not even worth a fraction of that price, or, well, for such a low price, I'd be a fool to refuse. But, sir, I hate to break it to you, but... What do you mean? Considering how much has set me back to purchase them, the price I'm offering should be perfectly reasonable. Strange. These are precious crystals, are they not? How do I put this nicely? Just to be certain, these crystals are considered priceless treasures in Eorzea, right? Actually, it's the polar opposite, as I'm about to explain. In other words, sir, you've been had. Let me see if I'm getting this right. Not only are corrupted crystals commonplace across the salt, but they're also highly volatile. Yep. And very dangerous. And in the past, you once used such crystals together with an elemental converter to do battle with powerful enemies you call primals? What's more, you keep them in a water container at all times to protect against the deleterious effects. Well, they must... Either they have no effect on Palu Palu, or they must have been affecting your brain if you're willing to buy them for as much as you did. All of which is to say, no practical use for such crystals has been discovered, meaning no one with sense would ever bother to mine them. The peddler who sold the crystals to me never mentioned a word of this. He claimed that they were extremely rare in Eorzea, which is why I decided to purchase them in the first place, even at the exorbitant price he offered. Naturally, I believed him, having never seen crystals of their like. Could you blame me? But if they really have no use... Sorry, little guy. Have I, Nopli the Lucky, been swindled? I'm afraid so. Sad face. For both of us. Well, at the very least I was able to learn about the crystal's true nature before selling them to some poor soul. Fortune hasn't abandoned me completely yet. At any rate, I'd like to verify whether these crystals truly hold no value. How would you do that? Would you be willing to help me look into this, Mathia? I need someone I can trust, and that you'd be willing to share the truth with me says a lot. No need to answer right away. Give it some thought. If you've no interest, you're free to be on your way. If you decide to assist me, however, I'll be here waiting. Alright. So yeah, we're obviously gonna stick around. You willing to help then? Wonderful, you truly are a kind-hearted soul. Now, before I go and confront the merchant who sold me these crystals, I'd like to look into potential uses for them in Tyrol. How so? For instance, crystals are in high demand among Tyrolian mages who make extensive use of them in their rituals. And I just so happen to know a spellcaster among the distillery's guard. I'd like you to speak with them about the corrupted crystals and gauge their interest in purchasing them. In the meantime, I will see about procuring a container to ward off the crystal's harmful effects. Per your explanation, preparing an elemental converter with my skills is likely impossible, but finding the requisite materials for a warding vessel should be well within my abilities. The mage you're looking for is an individual of the Bunamar tribe. Jeez, that's happening a lot. If you happen upon someone wielding a staff, chances are you found them. Search for mage and watch Impello. Yeah, where is our person of interest? We have someone with a sword. Yeah, we're looking for a staff. There's someone with a bow. Oh, we have one who's bearing a staff over here. Pretty bulky, actually. Intriguing. I've never heard of these corrupted crystals. As a practitioner of the arcane arts, I'll not deny they pique my curiosity. But I'm afraid I have no interest in purchasing them. If they are as volatile as you say, there is little to be done with crystals whose very nature can change on a whim. Well, says it all, doesn't it? That's why he's a mage. They're typically very wise and knowledgeable about stuff like this. Alright, back on over to Napoli. And the wagon is gone? Yeah, where did it go? So even the mage was not interested. Nevertheless, I thank you for speaking with them on my behalf. It seems you're right. These crystals really are worthless. I may be unable to make back what I've lost, but there's still one thing I can do. Yeah, I don't think refunds are possible. Mathia, I wish to stop that pernicious peddler from continuing his crooked ways. Will you help me? I sure can. What a relief! Allow me to offer you a small token of my thanks. When you have a moment to spare, please come see me again. We must stop him before he has a chance to swindle anyone else. Well, let's make sure we can do that. So we'll take our 373,000 experience points, 829 gil, and another Aether Currents. And that's enough to push my Paladin to level 81. So yeah, as time goes on, when I go off stream, I'll try and put my tank into more roulettes to at least keep him at level pegging, just so that he's at... I know that all the levels sink down at side quests to level 90, but I'd rather my Paladin be kept at a comparable level to where I'm going to be with the main stories. And it's something that I haven't done in the past, but something I really like to do here in Dawntrail. So let's move on again and speak with Napoli to take on our next quest entitled To Catch a Merchant. Napoli is eager to put a stop to the pernicious peddler's malevolent schemes. Every moment we leave that peddler to his own devices is another opportunity for some unsuspecting traveler to be hoodwinked. We need to figure out where he's been and where he may go next. I'll ask around and watch Impello if anyone else has had similar run-ins with disreputable merchants. In the meantime, I'd like you to find the scoundrel and keep him in your sights by whatever means necessary. We can't have him leaving before we've had the chance to settle this matter after all. I expect he's still in a Carpaccia visiting the markets here to use his ill-gotten pel to stock up for his return to Eorzea. Like as not, he's inspecting the stores that Icluvo's in. Ask for a Lalafell by the name of Gigimolu, but be discreet. Once you've found him, try to keep him occupied for as long as you can. Alright. I guess we know who we're after. Yeah, Undone by a Lalafell, huh? Yeah, people who are even shorter than you, who are even more devious at trade than you are. So let's make our way to where this inn is located. We've been here before. But now while being chased by Rattels. So yeah. Here is our Lalafell of interest. Hello there. Ah, well this is a pleasant surprise. To think that we would meet again here of all places. You do recognize me, don't you? The merchant who you spoke with on the ship to Tuliolal? Oh, really? Yeah. I neglected to impart my name to you at that time, but I shall happily rectify that now. Gigimolu at your service. Since my arrival on the continent, I must say that business has been booming. I'll spare you the details of my most recent transaction, but suffice it to say, I earned quite a handsome sum from the most generous young merchants. Yeah, I could feel the irritation in the back of my throat and the cough coming, so I had to get some water down. Truly makes the lengthy voyage here feel well worth the trouble. All that remains before I return to Eorzea is to purchase some commodities. Alas, ever since I felt the soothing waters of Panu retreat on my skin, I can think of little else. The mere mention of it has stirred my yearning to avail of myself of those hot springs once more. It was a pleasure to meet you again, my friend, but I must be going. Farewell! So he's off and running. Yeah, apparently I have to follow him. Yeah, we're not just satisfied with spotting, we're having to follow. So back up to the springs again. I'll say no to your relentless pursuit. Oh, Watto, I cannot get enough of you tonight. Yeah, try so desperately to remedy the situation. So yeah, here he is. And as we can see, it did not take him long to get down into his underwear. Oh, it's you again! Did you follow me here? Or perhaps you two have succumbed to the allure of these hot springs? The water is the perfect temperature and the view ravishing. All my worries just seem to melt away. Though I suppose I've also Cavity to thank for that. He's been the perfect attendant, taking care of my every need. I'm surprised you're still listening to me ramble on. If I didn't know better, I think you came not to enjoy these strings, but to speak with me. Gigimola is growing suspicious of you. Perhaps it would be best to speak with Cavity instead? Well, yeah, Cavity is over here. Hello there, sir. Hello, can you tell us about your new patron? Gigimolu truly did such an awful thing? I have no idea. Well, turns out he did. He poured one over on one of your own. He only recently began to visit these springs and hired me to take care of odds and ends for him during his sojourns. I took him to be quite the affluent individual the way he carries himself. My heart goes out to poor Nobly, but as a Pelu, I'm quite intrigued by Gigimolu's trading practices. You really want to swindle people too? Yeah, where are you getting on with that? Allow me to explain. Many years ago, we Pelu were looked down upon by the other peoples of Tyrol, both figuratively and literally, due to our diminutive stature. Chagrined, it is said that our ancestors decided to start wearing masks made in the image of the most powerful Tyrol Vidral, Valigarmanda, in order to strike fear into the hearts of all who looked upon them. if intimidation was what you were going for, I'm afraid you failed on that front. Yeah, you just look cute. Today, however, the meaning of the masks has changed. After becoming peddlers at the Dawntrailer's suggestion, the masks have come to symbolize fair transactions. Indeed, they are now proof of our reputability. Instead of focusing solely on our own profit, we endeavor to make every trade mutually satisfactory. Countless years of doing so has earned the respect of those around us, and we now very rarely experience any belittlement. That's quite a fascinating story you've told. Yet it seems Gigimulu wishes only to fill his own coffers, even at the expense of those with whom he does business. It's a shame. After what he's done, no trolley will wish to bother with him again, no matter what quality of import he has at hand. I will keep a close watch on him from now on. I don't want to see anyone else swindled out of their hard-earned pell. Oh, glad we could count on you. Though, given his present euphoria, I doubt he'll be doing anything of the sort anytime soon. No, clearly not. That said, I'm sure Nopley must be anxious to hear from you. I have matters here well in hand. Why don't you return to him? Alright. So, let's make our way back to watching Pello. Alright, Nopley, we're back. So, we have found the man you're looking for. And here's what's going down. What? You met Gigimulu during your voyage to Tyrol? What a small world. In any case, thank you for lending me your assistance once again, Mathia. It's reassuring to know Capri will be keeping careful watch of him. As for my investigation here, it seems I'm presently Gigimulu's only victim. But I fear I won't be the last. There's no telling what underhanded tricks he'll use to procure those wells he spoke of, and I refuse to let him besmirch all that it means to be a merchant. I have a plan, but I'm going to need your help. You got it. So, we'll take 378,000 experience points and 915 gil. So let's continue on by speaking with Nopley again, to take on our next quest entitled Finding Baits. Nopley appears to be in deep thoughts. I'd like your opinion on something, Mathia. Should word spread of Gigimulu's underhanded practices, it won't be long before there's not a soul in all of Tyrol willing to deal with him. How do you feel about that? It's only natural serves him right, or I'm not sure. Well... Indeed, yet I would be disappointed by such a conclusion. After all, we'd lose one of the few merchants willing to voyage across the seas to do business with us. If he is to remain a potential trading partner in the years to come, he needs to be made to see the error of his ways. I suspect a few words of warning will do little, however. He needs to be taught a proper lesson, to feel the sting of being swindled for himself, and we shall make sure that he does, the Pelu Pelu way. First, we'll need an alluring piece of merchandise to serve as baits. Hailing from across the salt yourself, I can think of none better suited to finding something that might garner his interests. Have a look around about and see what local specialties we have to offer. I should like to know if anything catches your eye. Well, 4 things to assess, all told. Let's speak with Oobly. Or Kobly, rather. Something rare? I can think of nothing better than coffee plants. They'd surely fetch a handsome price, seeing as you most likely can't find them where you're from. Well, considering where we are from, though. Oh, so you can find them there! Well, technically we can find them in the first. That's where we can find them. Well, in that case, I'd like to try your coffee for myself. Yeah, maybe do a side-by-side comparison. I Meanwhile, over here we have a Popoto Peddler. A local specialty that's on the rarer side? How about the Popotos being sold at the distillery? It's one of the few vegetables that can be cultivated at these altitudes. Well, let me explain more. Oh, you already have Popotos aplenty in Eorzea? Well, I'll be. If they're popular across the salt as well, I couldn't be prouder. Yes, indeed. Also, what's this fancy girl wearing? Yeah, I think I've seen this outfit a lot these days across Final Fantasy XIV. Let's go a little further along and speak with a doll peddler. Hello. If it's for a merchant, they might be interested in our traditional dolls. They're believed to be good luck for business. I carry one around myself, so it happens. But yeah, we've crossed paths with you before, didn't we? Whether or not someone unaware of its origins and significance will truly appreciate it is another question entirely. And last but not least, we're gonna have to, looks like, go into the ranch for this last one. And here we find Vapley. Hello there. If you're looking for something out of the ordinary, I'd have to recommend an Oolong bristle hairbrush. They're good to keep the alpacas free of fleas, and they help prevent skin conditions among other things. And while you expect them to turn and spit on anyone tugging on their hair, the alpacas seem to enjoy the grooming. It's a simple way to help keep them healthy and happy. People can use the brushes too, obviously. The Oolong bristles help distribute natural scalp oils and strip the hair of leftover dead strands to promote a healthy scalp. It's surprisingly gentle on the skin too, so it's little wonder they've grown so popular. Popotos and coffee plants do not seem like bait enticing enough to draw Gigimola's interest. The doll and hairbrush, on the other hand, may be just tantalizing enough. Report back to Nopley and inform him of your findings. Alright, let's go. So, back into town, and we'll let him know what we've come up with. So, around the corner, we'll get back to Nopley again. Ah, you are returned. I take it you found an item or two of interest? A couple of them, specifically. I see. An Oolong bristle hairbrush, and one of our traditional dolls. I must admit, whether such a doll would truly be desirable to an outsider is a bit dubious. I think it'd be safest to go with the hairbrush. My thanks for finding a suitable bait. Normally they go for 1 petal in the 10,000s column, but to teach our pernicious peddler a lesson, I'll offer him one for 1 petal in the 100,000s column. Lest you worry, I won't actually sell it to him. I'm just giving him a taste of his own medicine, so he can come to understand why a fair and honest deal is so important to we Pelu Pelu. More importantly, I wish to convey something to him, merchants to merchants. So, what do you say? Will you lend me your aid? I certainly can. Help Nopley? Absolutely. Yeah, why are we being given a choice here? Thank you! Let's give Gigimolo an offer he can't refuse! Yes, indeed, so we'll take our experience and another 699 gil. Now, time to complete this round of quests. Let's speak with Nopley to take on our next quest entitled Springing the Trap. Nopley is of a mind to swindle a swindler. All that remains is for me to begin my negotiations with Gigimolo. However, even should I approach him, I expect he wouldn't be willing to bend an ear to anything I have to say. But if you, a fellow Eorzean, were to whisper in his ear of a merchant dealing in exotic wares he won't find elsewhere, I dare say his interest will be piqued. I expect he's still soaking in the spring, so try searching for him first at Panakpelu Retreat. I will join you after procuring a suitable store of hairbrushes. Alright. So away we go. Head on back to the hot springs. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm actually completing these quests a lot more quickly than I thought I would today. But hey, that just means that we can get back to the main story sooner. And we can also take on more of it. Of course, still knowing the fact that I've been dealing with this head cold over the course of the last few days hasn't made it easy, but I'm doing my best to hang in there. So around the corner and up the hill, and back on over to the retreat. Alright, so upon our return, let's head on up and speak with Gigibolu again. Yeah, still chilling out, enjoying the hot springs and the side of the rock face where it comes from. Ah, it is you again. I take it you two are unable to resist the allure of these waters? Oh, actually, there's something else. I see. And you wish to introduce me to this merchant of exotic wares? How thoughtful of you. I'm honestly surprised you remember that I've yet to find suitable goods to take back to Eorzea. Very well, I shall meet this merchant, but I can hardly sit at the negotiating table in little more than a bathing towel. Pray wait for me below while I make myself presentable. Alright. So, let's head on down. Because yeah, there are a few convenient tables located here. In the following sequence, you'll be tasked with supporting Nopoly's negotiations with Gigibolu. As negotiations may take several minutes, you may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Wait for negotiations to begin? Yes. So let's just chill out. Decked out of my Phoenix Riser suit as I am. Thank you for waiting. Now, where's this merchant you wish to introduce me to? Well, here he comes. Nopoly? I see. So you two were in cahoots. If you come to return the corrupted crystals, I'm afraid that I do not accept refunds. Also, how can you discern who is who given what they're wearing? This is how... I mean, it is part of the test, right? As Mablu said a while ago. Didn't Mathia tell you? I'm here to make you an offer. Make me an offer? Ha! I wasn't born yesterday. Whatever it is you're planning, I want nothing to do with it. No? Like, the Palapalus strive to bring others happiness through trade, or you did deceive them. Like, we're not trying to scare him off here. We need him to stick around for as long as possible, so... So what do you think? Hogwash! You really expect me to believe I could benefit from another deal with him? This is not only for your benefit, but that of new customers you're certain to meet in future commercial endeavors. Upon my mask, I swear it. You can swear upon whatever you like, I still won't believe you. The only thing I trust less than your word is your meager eye for quality. Any product selected by your hand is one unworthy of my stalls. How do we get around this problem? You won't at least hear him out, or I chose it myself. Got a lot of market research to back me up. You selected it? Well now, that changes things. Considering your wealth of experience in both Eorzea and Tyrol, yours are eyes I can trust. I see how you have your attention. Then without further ado, allow me to present to you my premium selection of high-quality alpaca hairbrushes. The bristles are firm yet supple, gentle on the skin, and exceedingly pleasant to the touch. Even the most sensitive alpacas can't get enough of it. Indeed, I dare say these brushes are of unparalleled quality. We already have brushes for livestock in Eorzea. Furthermore, the market for such a commodity would be limited to farmers, all but squandering any chance to profit. I will not purchase a product merely because it is of good quality. So how do we try and convince them? Yeah, why not introduce alpacas to the Eorzea market, or what if you could use it yourself? I must admit, as a merchant, it is important to always make oneself as personable as possible. Yet I'm confused as to why you would ask. Yeah, why are you stepping back? Ah, so people can use the brush as well. Then may I try it for myself? If it is a quality product for men and women of good taste, then the potential market would expand considerably. Yeah, it just so happens he has one on hand, so here you go. Yeah, we can hear it being put to good use. Oh my! This is quite lovely! The way the bristles gently caress my scalp, each stroke gliding through my hair like a gentle breeze, and somehow every strand falls perfectly into place. My hair has never felt so soft and smooth. Yes, consider me interested. I dare say the brushes will sell themselves to those with a like-minded taste for elegance. Now, let us discuss payments. By my estimation, a single brush would be worth roughly 10,000 pel, give or take. Ah, speaking of worth, I forgot to mention one terribly important detail. The brushes are made with the hair of a creature indigenous to Tyrol, the Uluon. Specimens are painstakingly chosen for each brush by master craftsmen, paying close attention to the beast's age as well as the texture, thickness, and strength of their hair. I'd say a single brush is worth no less than 2 pel in the 100,000s column. Like, what? I beg your pardon? 200,000 pel for a brush? You must be out of your mind! I shall take my business elsewhere. Wait! After purchasing the corrupted crystals from you, I'm in urgent need of funds. If you agree not to disclose this to anyone else, I'm willing to sell the brushes to you for half that price. You go so far as to offer them half their market price, and it certainly comes as no surprise that you lack capital. I might not find a more suitable bargain. Why can't we convince them, though? Very well. You have yourself a deal. I shall use all the pel I have on hand to purchase as many brushes as you can offer. Success. Da-da-da! And now... well, now that we've got him on board, let's speak with Nopley. Now then, let us return to my storehouse and watch Impelli to finalize our transaction. I trust that's fine with you, Gigimolu? Indeed, I shall make a short detour to Ikuvulo's Inn to gather my things before joining you. Pray excuse me. Now whether or not he shows up is another matter. Whew, the negotiations went rather well if I do say so myself. I cannot thank you enough for your assistance. But now the negotiations can truly begin. We should hurry back to watch Impello as well. And I will see you there. Let's head on back. Alright, so let's reunite. And without my chocobo because my time limit expired on that, so back over to Nopley to complete the quest. Hello again. There you are, Mathia. Now that we're all assembled, let's continue our discussion. What is there to discuss? The deal is already agreed upon. All that remains is the exchange of goods. Are you sure? Even if I told you that the actual value of a brush is a single pel in the 10,000s column? What? You deceived me! Oh no, nothing of the sort. I merely followed your example. I do personally believe that a single brush is worth 2 pel in the 100,000s column. I also urgently need funds after purchasing those crystals, but more importantly, the brushes are of unparalleled quality. To think that I would be outfoxed by the man I took for a fool, yet why tell me its true value now? Had you remained silent, you could have made back all the money you lost. I find that a strange question. Are we both not merchants? Rather than prey on one another, hoping to make our fortunes in a single exchange, would it not be mutually beneficial for us in the long term to become trade partners? As far as I'm concerned, this is a chance I can't let afford to slip away. Foreign merchants willing to sail all the way to Tyrol are few and far between, and I certainly won't have the wherewithal to travel to Wales myself anytime soon. After all I've done, you would ask to be my trade partner? I ply my trade in a city called Ul'dah. Based on the fact that you were a Lalafell, and based on what you were wearing, I'm not surprised that's exactly where you come from. Where the unspoken rule of business is to deceive or be deceived. To seize what opportunities you can and quickly move on. Long-term profits have ever been the furthest thing from my mind. And yet, when I first saw you, Nopli, I could sense your naivety. Thus did I approach you with a mind to exploit it and pawn my worthless corrupted crystals into your eager hands. At the time, I thought it simply business as usual. And yet I'm wholly embarrassed by the thought of it now. That you would use the same ploy against me and for even greater profit makes it all the more shameful. Nopli, I'm truly sorry for deceiving you. I shall return all the money that I took from you and make what amends I can for the trouble I've caused. I do not deserve your forgiveness, let alone your partnership, but if you're certain that is the best course... I am, but forget about the money. I'd like you to bring back more of those corrupted crystals. Really? If I can find some use for them, we'll have a product that can easily be sold for a premium, and we can corner the market here in Tyrol. I'm happy to oblige, but until such time that crystals become profitable, here, I cannot proceed in good conscience without a product we can both benefit from. If it please you, I'd like to explore our options. Well, I guess we've made something from nothing. I couldn't have convinced Gigibolu without your help, Mathia. Together, I believe he and I can bring others happiness through trade, not only Tyrol, but Eorzea and beyond. I prepared a small gift for you to show my thanks, though it is hardly enough. I hope that this is of some benefit to you during your travels, and if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to find me. Well, thank you very much. So, we'll take our 378,000 experience points, 958 gil, plus a choice of food. It's the same stuff that we got before from the previous chain quest. A boiled alpaca steak, an omu rice, shrimp cocktail, or mezcal marinated swamp monk. But since I'm on my tank right now, I will go ahead and help myself to some shrimp cocktail. And thus, these two new business partners will be on their way. And so there we go. In much faster time than I expected, we have cleared out everything here. Yeah, that's just how it's going to be tonight, isn't it? So, with everything cleared out here in Watch and Palo, it is now time for us to make our way back over to Komazuka, because it's now time for us to return to the main story. So, let's head on back to the place known as Many Fires.